for you
Okay.
to be able
Okie dokie.
So my first question is, what topic will you be researching?
I am going to be researching what role the gods had in the poem of the Iliad, and the difference, excuse me, between fate and destiny, and how the
Okay.
gods affected that. Okay. Well, they've I think I ran into a snafu. But first thing I would do is just type in something really vague, like basically what I'm asking about, just to see what I get. And all my instructors have always told us that it's okay to look at sources that aren't necessarily credible, just to point you in the right direction to see what there might be information about out there about Wikipedia, especially. Wikipedia is a great resource; it's not always credible, so don't cite it. But like through here, Wikipedia can probably tell me a lot more in a very understandable form than a lot of more scholarly articles can. Some I can probably understand a lot more what this is saying, and just get a lot of general information, like a good list of the gods here.
Okay.
That took me 2 seconds compared to finding it in a scholarly article or something like that. Now I can get more information on that, like right there telling me that Apollo was a Trojan. If I had to search that somewhere else, it'd be fantastic, and that's something that can be considered a common knowledge too. So I probably wouldn't even cite this because a lot of people have a general knowledge of Greek mythology. So if I were to say that Apollo is a Trojan, who says I didn't already know that? So I probably wouldn't even have to cite that. But as far as general information goes, Wikipedia is great. Like now, I might, since I'm already on Wikipedia, try to get more into the plot of the Iliad, like specifically the war, which is perfect. It's only a lot of general information here. This isn't as helpful as I thought it might be.
That actually works. So what happens when you go to a site that's normally helpful for you, but this time it's not? So what's your next move? What do you go to
Then
next?
I would try to go to something more that my instructors tell us some good resources that they use. But what I just realized is, can I go to the university website?
Yeah,
Okay,
you can
because
go whatever
okay.
website you need to
So then I would go to the main source of actual resource that I would cite. Most of the classes required, anyways, is resources from the database. So I would go ahead and go to the library. Oop, too far. Forget where it is. I usually have this bookmarked on my computer. And go to databases by title because I love the library system they have where all the databases are right there for you because you can search all of them. That usually gives you a lot of stuff,
go.
but
Right.
the names are really descriptive and they give descriptions for you so you know what you're looking for. Academic Search Complete is usually the first one I'll look at because they do have a bit of everything, but you're not going to get a whole lot of like weird and unpopular stuff. There's not a whole lot of I don't know how to say that, but not a lot of like magazine stuff in
Okay.
there. It's mainly academic. I don't know why I scrolled right past it. I'm having trouble with this. Let's see a second ago. Let's go. Here we go. And then usually go straight to advanced search, just so I can use Boolean functions like and or and not, which is great, especially with academic search complete. Like I could, I'll probably search something like Fate and Iliad.
Why did you choose those choices to be your topics for search?
Because, well, number one, I'm looking at the Iliad specifically, and I'm trying to find my main points. So I'm thinking that there might be scholarly research out there that's similar to mine. So it could, number one, support what I'm saying, or if it opposes it, it might give me just more portals to research. So it might be something that I'm using, or it might be something, it might be something that I'm using to back up what I'm saying, or it might be something that I may not have realized and go research that further and realize that it's something I didn't know. So I could be learning more about what I'm researching here, or just finding something that supports what I've already kind of iterated. And this actually looks like a pretty good source. It seems to be saying a lot of what I'm saying, that Homer admires the gods and that he created the gods, so he kind of imposes their fate, or the fate of, not the gods, but the Trojans and the Achaeans on them. And that brings up another good point, that Homer kind of is the gods, basically. So that'd be another thing I could look more into, and there's probably a lot of research on that too, about Homer's influence on the gods, because I was talking about the influence of the gods on other people. So there's something else that I could include that I hadn't thought about before.
Okay, so you said you liked the source that you just found. Mm-hmm. All right, so let's say we're going to keep that one source, right? So my next question is, what do you do to keep up with the information that you find? So you like that source. What do you do if you need to go find other sources, but you want to come back to the one that you just found?
So I'll either create a bookmark, which I'm not sure to do in this browser. I'm more familiar with Internet Explorer, but I'm sure that would be too hard to figure out.
Okay, so you don't have to do it. You can just tell me. So create a bookmark.
Create a bookmark. I'll probably go ahead and have the research paper that I'm typing already up there, so I'll have like a mock works cited page where I'll just throw in the copy and paste the URL down there, which isn't necessary for my citation, but it'd be a quick link to get back there. And sometimes links get broken, so I'll just go ahead and copy and paste the name of the article or research hit, or not research, but the search hit, and which database it came from. So I've got it there in my browser, in my research paper, that I can click on and go to it. And if that link breaks, because if the link breaks, then my bookmark wouldn't be there either, then I can just go search it again and just remember what the name of it was, so I can search specifically for that instead of going through my search results.
All right. So then my next question is, you like this source. Mm-hmm. Tell me how you held on to the information. So then let's say we already wrote the paper and everything. We're ready to finalize. What about citations? What do you do to cite sources?
Okay. Well, another reason I love the library database, they have a cite option over here.
Me
too. And you can go right down. It has all the citation formats, most of which I haven't heard of. But then there's MLA format right there, right for you. Some of the stuff I've noticed doesn't have the cite option, especially a lot of PDFs, a lot of older PDFs of scanned books. In which case, the textbooks that are required for my class, every single textbook I've had has at least somewhere an appendix of a basic citation. Always MLA, usually APA, and sometimes like Chicago style and other stuff. But basically every English textbook I've ever had, somewhere in it tells you how to cite. Or if not, the OWL Purdue site is a great reference. The online writing lab. I'm not sure what university that comes from, but that's a very commonly used resource. My professors have told us to go there since high school as well. Purdue. So then if I forget how to cite something, then I can just go right here. I've been here in a while, so MLA style right there. And then there's everything right there. It's very detailed. Broken down to everything you need. And another thing that I've really appreciated is most of my professors, especially recently, knowing how available that these resources are, even online. They don't even try to waste our time with us searching for them ourselves. They'll go ahead and find a resource that they like and either include a link to that so we can use that as a reference, or just go ahead and cite that reference and put it on our syllabus or somewhere so that we can just look at that. So they don't expect us to remember how to cite so much anymore because they know we can just look it up. So to save us some time, they'll go ahead and look it up, find one that they know is right so that we don't get it wrong, and just go ahead and give it to us.
Okay. Well, do you have anything else that you would like to add?
I don't think so. I mean, this is I really like the setup that all my professors have given me and all the resources we have. I feel like I don't really have to remember a whole lot anymore. It's the databases they have are humongous, so I usually do the same thing every time. Usually find pretty good results. So I don't have to do a whole lot of looking around for sources outside of sources that I already know are credible because they're in the library database.
All right, so then let me ask you this. Top 3 databases. First, you said Google. Is that one of your top, or that's just automatic? So if I needed you, I'm clueless. Mm-hmm. I need some help, research. Where should I go?
So if you're
first, second, third.
If you're completely clueless, like I usually am, I go straight to Google, which basically equals Wikipedia. Wikipedia is usually one of the first things that comes up.
Okay.
Just to get some general information, things that you're unclear on that you think you should already know. It's not stuff you would include in your research, but something just to help you to get to look in the right direction.
Okay.
And then once I know a little bit more about what I'm researching, then I'll go straight to the library database.
Okay.
And if that's not something that's working for me, then I've used a couple times. It's not the best, but you can usually find very specific results. Is you can search in Google Books. Actually, they have
Google Books.
I'm not sure if that's the specific name of it, but they'll give like PDF samples of books, and it's usually the most relevant information. So you can find you could just search in Google Books, and then you click on the book and you can buy it, which I never do. Or you can just look at a PDF sample, and it's just random pages throughout the book, but usually those pages are what people are searching for.
Right.
And that's been pretty helpful for me.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your information and participating in the survey.